telling you right now it is.
Sometimes life can be so overwhelming. Life can come at you in so many ways, like waves crashing on a seashore. What do you do when you don't know what to do? And you are tackling life seemingly on your own. One day it's clear, the next day is partly cloudy, and still another day. Storm clouds are gathering.
Luke 5:1-11. One day as Jesus was standing by the lake of Gennesaret, the people were crowding around him and listening to the word of God. He saw at the water's edge 2 boats left there by the fishermen who were washing their nets. He got into one of the boats, the one belonging to me, and asked me to put out a little from the shore. Then he sat down in my boat and taught the people from my boat. When he had finished speaking, he said to me, "Peter, put out into deep water and let down your nets, Peter, for a catch." I answered, "Master, I've worked hard all night and haven't caught anything. I've just listened to your word. I'm tired. But because you say so, I will let down these nets." When I had done so, I caught such a large number of fish that our nets began to break. So I signaled there to my partners in the other boat to come and help us, and I came and filled both our boats so full that I began to sink. When I saw this, I fell at Jesus' knees and said, "Go away from me, Lord. I'm a sinful man." For I and all my companions were astonished at the catch of fish we had taken. And so were James and John, the sons of Zebedee, our partners. Then Jesus said directly to me, looked right at me and said, "Don't be afraid. From now on, you will fish for people." So we pulled our boats up on shore, left everything, and followed him. Now let me tell you the backstory. I need you to know that I had qualms with what Jesus was asking of us. Are you kidding me? Put out in the deep? Why do we have to go out into the deep to fish? There's nothing that I can imagine that is going to happen now because I know fishing. Doesn't Jesus realize we fished all night? What's the point anyway? What is the point? If it's one thing I hate, it's a carpenter trying to tell a fisherman how to fish. Everyone ought to stay in their own lanes. You ain't a fisherman? Then stop trying to tell me how to fish. Jesus should just stick to teaching. That's my thought. He just should stick to teaching, leave the fishing to me and my brothers, my partners. That's my thought. Who does he think he is? Anyhow, we've tried everything to catch fish. When we went out further, there was a quantity that we had no idea was there. Where were these fish when we had fished all night? Where were they? The quantity of fish was more than I expected, and all of my peers and all of my brothers and sisters around me, everybody, I didn't expect any fish. I couldn't imagine the fish being out this deep. That ain't how we fish anyhow. And this whole idea of us doing this was just more than I could take, but I could not refute the quantity. We caught so many, we had to ask other boats to come get their share. I mean, when I think about it, when I reflect on all that we had to deal with, and this whole, I know the science of fishing. If we gonna catch fish, it's gonna be, that's when fishermen do what they do. But here's Jesus in the morning, and there we are. And all it took was for me to go deeper. That's all. Just go deeper. Not only just go deeper, but obey what he's telling. Just go deeper. Don't ask questions. But I ain't that kind of guy. I'm a question asking kind of guy. But because he asked, I mean, really, because he asked. So that's what we did. We went out there, put our nets, dropped them deeper, had so many fish. I learned something. Not only that, I learned that as I did it, the qualms I had didn't measure up to the quantity that we got, because I learned that I just couldn't do things the way I like. I like to do things quick, fast, and in a hurry. And I told Peter, I told my brother Andrew, I said to Andrew and all of them, I said, look here, I ain't gonna be doing this all the time now. I got other things to do today. I want to get through things. I want to do things kind of quick. But I found out that I thought I had it down. I thought I could, really know about catching and doing what I'm doing. I've been doing it a whole lot longer than Jesus have, but I found out that sometimes when you go some places some ways sometimes you got to use a different kind of thing. Sometimes you use one kind of bait, and other times you use different kind of bait. Sometimes you use one kind of a rod, another time you use a different kind of rod. You know, it just kind of depends on what you're trying to catch. And I found out that if you try to do it in a quick, fast, and in a hurry, you won't catch nothing. And I found that out. Yeah, I found that out. Found that out. I ultimately realized that I didn't really feel qualified. I remember the day, I remember it as just as good as it was yesterday, that after all of that smack talking, all of that junk talking, all of that stuff that I had, I'm a professional fisher, and after all of that, I understood that Jesus has a way, and I felt totally unqualified. I did not feel qualified to do what I was doing, and I fell to my knees, and I fell in front of Jesus, and I said to him that, woe unto me, I'm such a sinful person, because I realized how full of sin I was, and my qualities didn't match my fishing. Somehow or another, I understood that after Jesus showed me how much I didn't know, and I needed to know, everything that I thought I knew, I didn't know. Yep. That's Jesus for you. Has a way of taking unqualified person like me, and I felt so unqualified that I said, well, there ain't no point in me hanging out with you, but then amongst everything else, shocked us totally, me and all my posse, all my boys. He said, now, come on and follow me. Wow. Are you kidding me? He said, come on and follow me. Come on and follow me. And if you follow me, I will teach you not only how to catch fish, I'll teach you how to catch men. That's what I'll do. I'll teach you how, and here we are. Tried all night. Couldn't get it done. Crawl. Try to get quick results. And it ultimately ended up showing us that we really wasn't qualified. But I found out that day that Jesus takes unqualified people. That's really what I really believe that was part of this whole setup when he picked my boat anyhow. I really believe that's what he was really trying to do. He didn't really have to pick my boat. He picked my boat, and I really think that he was really trying to show us that he really did not need people that thought they were all of that. That's why he flipped the script on us, to help us understand that he can take the least of us, make us fishermen. I'll never forget that day. I'll never forget that day. Down on my knees, praying and telling him how unqualified I was. And he said, Peter, I ain't even trying to get you to fish for fish anymore. I'm taking you to the next level to teach you how to fish for men. Wow. I'm going to take the same things in your profession, Peter. I'm going to take the same things in your profession. I took what you see and knew and showed you how to take that skill set and go out here and do something for me. Peter, if Peter, I felt this way. I felt this way deep on the inside. What he was saying to me, that if he took this fisherman, he'll take a lawyer, he'll take a publican, he'll take a Pharisee, he'll take a Sadducee, he'll take a teacher, he'll take a homemaker, he'll take a businessman, he'll take a policeman, he'll take a postman, he'll take anybody, and in their profession, with that skill set, and show them how to fish for men. Figured it out. Figured it out. And I believe that when I tell y'all how I felt, when I give you the backstory of what went down on that day, I really think that he's saying the same thing today as he was saying then, that he'll take your unqualified self, your sense of not knowing who you are, he'll take all of that and use that. All he says is just, come follow me. Go out into the deep. Just go out to a deep place you've never been before. Try me. Step out in a place you've never been before, where you think you're going to drown. If you go there with me, I believe that that's what he said to us, me and my boys. I think that's what he's saying now. If we just go a little further, you'll take what we do. You'll take what we do. And I think, without a shadow of a doubt, where we are in this place and in this world, there needs to be Peters that will understand that Christ is still looking. He's looking for those who would say, use me, though I feel unqualified. Use me. Use me to do what? Use me to go out here and fish for men. If you follow me, he says, if you follow, you'll fish. And if you're fishing, you'll follow. Come, I'll make you fishers of men. Why? Why is that so important? What's the deal about that anyhow? Because there's so many people out in the deep. I was thinking deep in sin, far from the peaceful shore, very deeply stained within, reaching to rise no more. But the master of the sea heard my despairing cry, and from the waters he lifted me. Now save am I. Love lifted me. Love lifted me. When nothing else could help. And that's what he's saying today. If you're watching right now, he's saying that today. No matter your profession, no matter how you feel, no matter what you've gone through, no matter what you're dealing with right now. I'll take your life and change your life and change it in such a way you'll be able to go out and help somebody else's life change. I'll teach you what to do. How to tell them that the bait on this hook is the love of Christ. I'll teach you. And all you have to do, come to me, all you that are laden and heavy laden, for I'll give you rest. You're watching right now. I want to encourage you to do two things. If you don't know Jesus and the pardon of your sins, you never once, ever once said, Lord, save me from my sins. I was far from the peaceful shore, seeking to rise no more. I want to encourage you. The net of Christ is there. I want to encourage you to come. All you have to do, if you're watching, text the word decision to 71441. If you want to connect, if you want to make Christ the center of your life, if you're wondering and you're far from the shore and you don't know what to do, that's all you have to do. You're welcome to be a part. Peter didn't feel qualified after being with Jesus. And maybe you don't either. But he died for you. Second thing I'd like for you to do, that on the end of this month, the last day of this month, we will gather in the park in the middle of O'Fallon, Illinois, off of 50. And we're going to have a party. Yeah, we're going to have a party. I want to encourage you not only to come, but to bring somebody. Get your net. Get your net. You're qualified. Doesn't matter. Teacher, preacher, policeman, homemaker. Get your net. Go out into the deep. I guarantee you, your net will fill up. And just come. All it takes. Want to know? What's the weather? Alexa, it's fishing weather. The Lord bless you. His face shine upon you and give you peace. Share this word. If it blesses you, bless somebody else. God bless you. I'll see you next week. E-Church and then our regular church. God bless you for watching Virtual Family Weekend.